Welcome guys, welcome to Florida Kitchen one more time. Thank you so much for visiting my channel. Over there you're seeing my little dog Bobby, who has been a little sick. Bobby, say hi. He's like, what, are you gonna give me some food? So he just needs to settle his stomach. So anyways, I'm gonna do spaghetti. This is a different fashion that I'm doing spaghetti. I have another video of how to do spaghetti, but I'm gonna do it just a tad different. So I'm gonna be boiling some spaghetti right there, and I'll be frying the meat right there, some ground beef. And the ground beef that I normally would buy is the lean ground beef. And I always buy like there that says 93% lean, 7% fats. And it's not that much of a meat, but it's sufficient. So I'll show you guys how to make this delicious meal. Alright, my beautiful people, so the first step is to put aside the vegetables that you'll use for the meat sauce. I'm using some cilantro. I'll use half of a green pepper and a medium plum tomato. Make sure that the tomato is really red when you purchase it. I'll be using some thick spaghetti Barilla, and I'll be using some purple onion. So right now what I'm doing is that I am going to boil that water. I already have some oil on that pan. And another thing is that boil the spaghetti just for 9 minutes al dente, and that's more than enough time to have a spaghetti cooked. All right, guys? Okay, my beautiful people, now this next step is, well, the water is actually starting to boil, and I put the oil, and the first thing I did is that I put the meat, okay? So I put the meat, and I let it stay just for a very little bit, like a few seconds, and then I'll be adding those vegetables, okay? So while I'm cooking the meats out, I'm also boiling the water. So I let it stay for a few moments, and I'll be adding the green peppers, which I cut right now. I actually used less than half of the green pepper, so I'll be adding those green peppers right now. Then the whole tomato, I'll be putting that, and I'll show you guys after what ingredients I put. Alright, my guys, so there's only like 2 minutes left for that water to boil for the spaghetti. I've already added my additional vegetables. I added the cilantro, tomato, green pepper. So now I'll be adding the ingredients as far as the seasoning. I'm going to be adding garlic, minced garlic, paprika, also basil, black pepper, and some Morton salts. So as far as the quantity, it all varies on how much you want. So let me add that salt. Okay, now I'll be adding that black pepper right here. They like it here on the spicy side, so we're not too scared about adding too much black pepper. Now, as I said before, the amount all varies on how much you want. I'll be adding some paprika, but here I'm not gonna add too much of that because it's a little too spicy, so I'll just add a little bit. Yeah, I think that's enough. Now, if you don't want it on the spicy side, you don't have to add the paprika, okay? So, and then I'll be adding, oh, they like a lot of basil on the spaghetti, so that I'll be adding quite a lot. This is very important for our spaghetti in this home. So you add a lot of that. Keep adding. So now I'll be cooking that even a little bit more thoroughly, and I'll be removing that spaghetti right now, and I'll show you how I drain it. Okay, my beautiful people, so the minute is over. So I have a drainer right now, and the drainer is just like this. So I'll put it in the sink, and it's really hot, so all that steam is coming out. So I'll be putting the spaghetti on top of it, and I immediately pour cold water over it because it's still cooking and I don't want it to overcook. So I put water over it So all of that steam is coming out of it. And when I was learning how to make spaghetti and I was looking through YouTube, they didn't show those parts. And I was like, what's the next parts? They showed how, like, you know, the instructions is how to boil the spaghetti, but they didn't show this part, and I was always curious. So that's the reason why I'm showing guys. Now I have a normal bowl like this, and I'll be putting the spaghetti inside. But now what I'm gonna do is add cold water on that bowl, okay? So there's cold water on that bowl. And I'll be covering it and leaving that aside, okay? So I'll be leaving that aside while the meat is cooking. So cold water on top of the spaghetti and leave that aside. That's just so that it doesn't keep on cooking. All right, guys? All right, my beautiful friends. So now that spaghetti is under cold water, now I have the meat cooking, delicious. All of the ingredients have in place: garlic, black pepper, salt, paprika. Now I have this pan there. Why? Because I'll be adding the sauce. Now I have Prego sauce, traditional. Excuse me. Now don't buy a sauce that has meat already, because you already have meat. So just buy one with vegetables. Now, excuse me. Now I'll be adding a little bit of water, not too much, just a little bit. That's it. Very little. And my secret is that I'm gonna mix that up like this. So I'm taking full advantage of all of that sauce that's left in there. So you put that. That's gonna make it a liquidy effect to it. Now I don't just leave it right there. I'm gonna be adding some additional ingredients, just like I did with the meat sauce. So I'll be adding the ingredients I added on my meats. So I'll be adding the black pepper, and I'll be adding more like basil on it. So you're like saying, wait a minute, it's already seasoned. Yeah, but it creates even a more diverse taste to the sauce, and it's so delicious. So the secret is in the basil, right? So this meat is still cooking. Now I'm gonna add just a little bit more basil. That's how much we like the basil in our spaghetti. So this is almost done, guys. So I'm gonna be mixing that up. All right, mixing those flavors up. And that's almost done, and I'll show you guys the final results. All right, and that really smells really good. All right, my beautiful people, so the meat is done, the sauce is done, and this is the final results of the spaghetti. And look, it looks super delicious. And so the meat is cooked, and wow, it's really, really good, and it smells so, so good. So tell me what you guys think. Comment, subscribe at my channel, Florida Kitchen, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.